The entire office went silent the moment the tall, confident man stepped through the glass doors. His calm presence carried authority, but no one recognized him yet. The same officers who once mocked him behind the counter now straightened their uniforms nervously. They didn't know the man they once humiliated for not belonging here was about to become their boss. His name was Marcus Johnson, a man who had climbed from the streets they ignored to the seat they feared. And as he walked past the shocked faces, he smiled politely. For Marcus, this wasn't revenge, it was justice served in silence. Years earlier, Marcus stood in that very lobby as a junior intern, holding files no one wanted to touch. He remembered how Sergeant Cole laughed when Marcus offered to help, calling him ambitious for the wrong place. The officers brushed him off like he didn't matter. But Marcus never forgot that moment, not out of anger, but motivation. Every insult became fuel, every smirk became a reason to rise. When others stopped believing, he worked nights, studied law, and built a name that reached beyond that small department. The same people who once doubted him were now sitting under the authority of his nameplate. The morning meeting was tense. The officers whispered as Marcus entered the conference room, his voice steady as he greeted them. "Let's talk about accountability," he said. They didn't expect grace, they expected payback. But Marcus didn't raise his voice or point fingers. He spoke about integrity, respect, and what leadership truly meant. Every word cut deeper than anger ever could. It wasn't just a speech, it was a reflection of every moment they'd looked past him. And now, they couldn't look away. For the first time, the badge they wore didn't make them powerful. Their actions did. That night, Sergeant Cole sat alone in his car, staring at his badge. He remembered the day he denied Marcus an opportunity, just because of how he looked. Now, guilt pressed on him heavier than any punishment could. The next morning, he walked into Marcus's office, eyes down. "Sir, I owe you an apology," he said quietly. Marcus looked at him for a long moment, then simply replied, "Change doesn't start with an apology, Sergeant. It starts with what you do after it." The silence that followed said more than words ever could. Over time, the department began to shift. Marcus didn't lead with fear, he led with fairness. He listened, guided, and corrected with patience. The officers slowly began to respect not just his title, but his heart. Even Cole started volunteering for community work, standing beside Marcus instead of against him. What once was a place filled with pride and prejudice began to mirror the men who led it, strong, disciplined, and compassionate. The change wasn't instant, but it was real. Months later, during a city award ceremony, Marcus stood on stage beside his team, the same officers who once overlooked him. The mayor praised the department's transformation, crediting the men who believed leadership comes from within, not from status or color. Marcus's voice trembled slightly as he thanked everyone, saying, "Sometimes, life doesn't give you the seat you deserve, you have to build it yourself, and when you do, leave it open for someone else." The applause that followed wasn't just for him, it was for the journey he inspired. As Marcus left the ceremony that evening, he paused at the station steps, the same steps where he once stood, ignored. He looked up at the building, no anger in his eyes, only peace. A young recruit ran up, asking, "Sir, what's the key to becoming like you someday?" Marcus smiled softly and said, "Never prove them wrong, prove yourself right." The recruit nodded, inspired. The camera fades on Marcus walking away under the city lights, not as the man they once doubted, but as the leader they'll never forget.